Hey guys, how's it going? Eli here, back with another video where today we're going to be having a conversation about the future of the Pokemon market and what I personally think is going to be the best opportunities to make money in a recessionary period. Without further ado, let's just jump right into it. As always, getting out of the way, if you want to enter into our weekly giveaways, all you have to do is be subscribed, leave a like, and comment down below on any of the pre-recorded videos we post each and every week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I do apologize. Obviously, we did not have a video posted for Monday. I know that's usually giveaway day. I'm going to try and see if I can get that all sorted out for next Monday when I'm officially moving. For those of you that don't know, I'm transitioning from moving to Arizona. So I've been super busy with that. Hopefully, we should have everything taken care of so I can start doing the giveaways again by Monday. But as far as it goes right now, I've just been super busy trying to get everything all packed up. But when we resume things, it's going to be, of course, 3 opportunities to enter by commenting and liking all the 3 videos, and then 3 opportunities to win, where we're going to be giving away Lost Origin packs when the set does come out. But until then, we are currently giving away Pokemon Go booster packs, 10 to each winner. But getting that part out, let's jump into today's topic. So I thought it'd be a fun topic to kind of discuss just because Worlds is going on. For those of you that don't know, we haven't had Worlds in over several years because there's been closures, obviously, due to COVID, and they haven't had any in-person events. And so it's official. We're finally going to have Pokemon play tournaments and events coming up in the near future. You can go check out on Poke Beach what the official locations are going to be for this. One of which is Portland, which I won't be living there anymore, but still kind of cool to see if that's something you're interested in. And then, of course, as well, they just revealed the championship promos that are going to be given out for Worlds 2022. So really cool card designs. And for me, the reason why I think this is extremely relevant, especially to the topic that is on hand, is because in regards to, the full-on effects of the recessionary period, we haven't really necessarily felt it because the Pokemon Company, for one, has done a really good job of, control on their print. As I've mentioned in live streams before and other videos, the Pokemon Company has basically started to pull back on the amount that they are printing. For example, for like Evolving Skies, Brilliant Stars, I usually got around 100-ish, give or take, boxes allocated to me, versus with Astral Radiance and wow, I'm forgetting the name of the set already, Lost Origin. I've only been allocated roughly around 60 to 66 boxes. So the overall amount of allocations has been cut pretty heavily. I mean, roughly, 30% of what I would usually be getting, 25% depending upon the overall set release. But the point with that is the Pokemon Company, they're very aware that, there is not going to be as much demand because, money is tight for everyone. Not to mention, too, on top of that as well, they've also been very aware of the volatility in the market. And as we've also seen, the volatility in the market has, started to drastically go down. Obviously, you have your sets like Evolving Skies that are still going to be extremely volatile, no doubt about that. But we haven't really seen the same amount of general turnaround growth as we did before. A perfect example of this obviously has been, Chilling Reign and Battle Styles booster boxes. We saw them, if we're going off of course, just TCG player prices, we saw them go to as low as around $80-ish back in December, end of November. And then since then, we have finally seen it break all the way above $100. Take that time frame, it's been about 8 or 9 months just for it to finally break over 100, whereas before, when it did have its initial release, it kind of dropped and then went back all the way up to the price of 158. As you can see, just from the month of August to September, it moved $20. So that took literally 1 full month. So point I'm saying with this is it took 8 months for $20 to move here versus it only took a month. Now, granted, obviously bigger percentages here because of lower pricing, but end of the day, the volatility was much greater literally just this last summer in 2021. And one of the biggest kind of strategies that I really talked about during the recession, or not the recessionary period, during the bull market was, hey, if you're trying to make money, I think the best method is the wave method. And basically playing the waves, the concept is that you find sets that you think are going to be high demand. You pre-order them at a cheap price before, it's officially going to start gaining its hype. For example, Evolving Skies, the cheapest you could pre-order this it for was 105, 110 on some sites. I know from my site, I was pre-ordering them for, I think I put them up for 110, 115. But yeah, you were able to get the opportunity to get them in really cheap. And then if you had basically just sold at its peak at around $200 shortly after, then watched a YouTube video about, reprints are coming that I had posted a week before, then rebought back in at 100, you could have played this game. Same concept with Brilliant Star. This is actually a lot easier to see on a chart with Brilliant Star because, TCG player, lowest price was 115. I know I saw some other places selling it for 105. Was the cheapest that I saw it. You sell it 170. And then, of course, you can always rebuy back. I think 115 was the next cheapest price, but personally, I wouldn't have bought at that point, but you would have still played the wave strategy on the hype going up once they started to kind of build up momentum for the amount of people that hadn't got their pre-orders in and FOMO'd in last second. So, this is a very effective strategy for these high demand sets specifically. Eli, what is a high demand set is a question I get a lot. Pretty self-explanatory. I mean, I'll talk about a set. If there's one that I'm over the moon about and I think this is going to be high demand, I mean, you'll hear it from me. I talked obviously about Evolving Skies a ton. I talked Brilliant Star about it a ton, and I felt like those were two high demand sets. As far as it goes, I don't think Lost Origin is going to be one. It could prove me wrong, but I do think that the upcoming Lugia set could potentially be that next play the wave set as an opportunity. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor, but I think it's still something to kind of consider as we are in a recessionary period. What's your kind of opportunity going to be for money when you're trying to, look at it from an investment perspective? Now, obviously, there is always a collectability aspect in this hobby, and I want to preface this because I do notice that sometimes people are like, well, Eli, why, you're talking about, Pokemon being in a bad spot right now from an investment perspective. It's not about investing, it's about the hobby. And I'm very aware of that. I think we're in a good, area for where the game is as it stands right now. And so I want people to understand that I'm not talking about it from that perspective. I'm talking about that from the fact of an investment perspective that we're in a recessionary period. I think with the innovation of alt arts, I think that with Worlds being back, I think it's going to be really healthy for the market that we're getting this pullback, because we did have a huge bubble of Pokemon prices that were exorbitantly overpriced, and now we're going to see that correction. I think it's a healthy thing. I think Pokemon's in a good space. So I don't want people to get that, misrepresentation because they read my, thumbnail, or they read my thumbnail title and then basically just don't watch the video and then completely write off what I'm going to say, because I've had that happen and I'm just like, did you watch the video? Because I want people to understand that this is just more going to be a video that prefaces what I think is going to be the future opportunities for the next year or two, as there are going to be a lot of opportunities. So first thing I'm going to preface is playing the wave. Because volatility has gone down, you're going to take a lot more of a long-term approach. This is no longer a 3, 4, 5 month flip and then move on after a reprint or a new set release. This is now going to be a very much 6 month to year flip. So that's what you have to be a lot more prepared for. We're going to have a lot more steady growth than we are going to have rapid volatile growth followed by reprints for absolute crashes and opportunities to buy. So that's one of the things you really need to take into consideration. Two, one of the things that's also important to consider, being patient is important more now than ever. I've always been a fan of being patient and waiting for those opportunities, but right now, with the way in which demand has gone down so much, Walmart's, Target's product is starting to become more abundant and we don't have scalpers as much. Really being patient on when the time to buy is, because I have certain price points and I know people are like, Eli, when should I buy, Evolving Skies? You said it would hit 120. It did, but only for a couple days before it shot back up. And if you had the opportunity, then great, because it sold out quick. But I feel like I missed the train. be patient. There's going to be more opportunities. Evolving Skies has about another year and a half before it even goes out of reprint. So, it's still part of the standard format. So be patient on that. And then another item as well that I get questions a lot about is, getting the new Charizard Ultra Premium Collection. What's the price that I should be realistically getting in at? If you don't know, it is climbing up the charts in regards to the trending page for best selling on TCG Player. It's going for $300 pre-sale. So for those people that remember the Ultra Premium Collection, just so that we can take a look at it on the charts, it pre-sold at one point for almost $500 and then eventually tanked all the way down to around $225. Just from a percentage perspective, it dropped around 55%. If we're just using the same exact logic for Sword and Shield, the Charizard box, if we're saying it drops 50% from here, 309 or 55%, then it's going to be roughly in the range of 140 to 150. I think for me, if you're getting it for at either MSRP or 20 to 30 bucks above MSRP, then you're getting it for a good price. And that's why I think being patient on this is going to be extremely important. Now, of course, I'm not saying that it's, guaranteed it's going to drop that much, because who knows, it could maybe drop only to 200 bucks. But I am saying that for an item as popular as the Ultra Premium Collection, I'm assuming they're going to mirror a very similar model of price correction when they are officially released. Not to mention too, unlike the Ultra Premium Collection, there's an opportunity for this to get reprinted heavily, just because Celebration's 25th anniversary, kind of a special situation where you're basically going to have your initial wave 1, wave 2, and then it's done, because the Pokemon company doesn't want to focus on printing a ton of it, versus this is not correlated to the 25th anniversary set, so it is going to have its own kind of potential print runs and print waves, as it could realistically be printed as much as they want it to be printed for the items that are going to be in it. So I think that's important to take into consideration. So, really focusing on, when it comes to investing, it's more or less going to be a lot more of a long haul. And then two, it's really going to be focusing down on being patient and waiting for those opportunities to prevent themselves, because they are going to be opportunities. Not to mention too, if you do want to have a conversation about just, future opportunities, Sword and Shield Ultra Premium Collection for the Charizard and Evolving Skies. Although we would, love to just have those items because they're going to be a smash hit. And I understand if you're just wanting to know just to add to your own collection. But from an investability perspective, there are still so many other opportunities that I think could yield a greater return. I mean, what I'm really waiting for, and this is going to lead on to my point 3, is I'm waiting for reprints and I'm waiting for the holiday season, because the best time to buy, historically speaking, has been during the holiday season. We've got Christmas right around the corner, which is crazy to think, because literally it's like 4 months away. We also, just 3 months from that, have Black Friday deals. And around the holiday season, you tend to see a lot of opportunities for overall Pokemon prices to get slashed. I mean, for those that don't remember, Evolving Skies, when it did get its reprint, it was reprinted it's reprinted, but its final wave, and the price crashed all the way down to $100. It happened right before Black Friday. And if you had been following me and you were on my website, I was selling a case for about $105 a box, $100 a box. I can't remember specifically. And then Fusion Strike at the time was going for around the low 90s, which of course it did end up going lower, but at the time that was a good price. And you saw a ton of other Black Friday deals. We've historically seen other deals where 50% off Hidden Fates product when Hidden Fates was around, just in 2020 for Target. We've seen discounted deals on GX tins that were usually $20, but instead they were 10. MSRP on that is 20, and wholesale on it is around 12, 15 bucks. So you're getting it way below what actual wholesale prices were. So discounted prices to cheaper than what I would be even able to purchase them for. So tons of opportunities, being patient for those reprints, being patient for those holiday deals that are going to come, and then also being aware of certain promotional days as well, I think is super important for buying. For those people that were able to take advantage of being a pro member, they have pro member days at GameStop. I was able to pick up Elite Trainer boxes of Shining Fates for $35. I was able to pick up trainer toolkits for $16, $17. I know people aren't a big fan of that. I think it's an awesome product to open and sell if you are into selling bulk. And then outside of that as well, other awesome opportunities to get product at a 30 to 50% discount, even less, than what I'm able to purchase it for. So, great opportunity there. So the whole point and preface of what I'm trying to say is, with the way in that the market is trending, from a correction perspective because of our own recession, there's going to be more looming opportunities. And so the one thing that you really need to kind of focus up on is going to be being patient and watching and waiting for these opportunities, because there's going to be a ton that is going to happen. So, and then this is going to lead into the last point, and this is more than likely going to be the thumbnail and point of the video, because I'm really trying to loop it back around when talking about worlds. The next opportunity is going to be the future of competitive playable cards. So for those people that already are in the competitive sphere, you're going to have an edge because you're going to know which cards are competitively viable. But if we go take a look at Astral Radiance as a perfect set, we can see that, or as a perfect example for a set, we can see that a V-Star Pokemon, such as the Palkia, is still going for $24. V-Stars, you're almost guaranteed to get one each and every box. It's typically a V-Star or a V-Max. So odds of pulling this, if you were trying to open your boxes, and sell off some of your rares, this is a really good opportunity to be able to do something like that. If, let's say, you pull another card outside of that is competitively viable as well. Irida is another great example, a $30 full art trainer. This card is extremely competitively viable. So being very self-aware now of these competitive cards, which, I mean, of course, if you're someone that doesn't really care and you're like, I want to collect the card anyway, then that's completely fine. But I am saying that, hey man, if you're trying to realistically open Pokemon boxes and in your mind you're trying to get the most bang for your buck on just having that experience of opening Pokemon product and then trying to get a return off of it to where you're losing as minimal money as possible, really focusing in and honing in on the competitive landscape is going to be extremely important, because now that Worlds is here, we're going to see competitive cards a lot more frequent, and I think that's what's going to be the future of Pokemon for the next year or two in regards to other outside investment opportunities and being able to spot these cards. Being very, very attentive to what's going on in World is extremely important, because for those people that don't know, what made this Palkia card extremely expensive is the fact of the matter that it was used in a competitive deck, and then it absolutely skyrocketed because it was being shown off in a bunch of tournaments, and then it just from there kind of was just expensive. It was just a card that was played before the release of the set, and then it became extremely popular and it gained a ton of traction because of it. Same concept applies with Irida, because this card does also track with that. Obviously the price has gone down since then, but for a while there it did have some climbing that it was made, specifically the holo version. If you really want to see what a fun chart looks like, we can go with that and see the holo rare of the Irida card. So this card, if you were paying attention, it had a point where it was going for around $1.35, and then it shot all the way up to $7. So really being able to pay attention to these cards that are going on and winning in Worlds tournaments is going to be important. You might not care about the competitive landscape, but if you are paying attention to what's going on at Worlds within the next, couple of days to next week, this is actually going to be a really good opportunity for you to kind of see, hey, what cards were being shown off? Hey, who won with what? Is that card right now undervalued? Because in my personal opinion, the fact that a holographic rare is going for $4, let alone at one point it was going for $7, that's extremely expensive when you take that into consideration. And for VMAX cards, typically VMAX cards are usually pretty cheap, just your standard VMAX, $5, $10 card. But once again, taking Mew VMAX into consideration, I know obviously the price of it has gone down because there's been many prints of it. But for a while there, this card was going for $40 because it was competitively playable. So just really keep an eye out for what is going to be shown off at Worlds, because there's going to be a ton of opportunity. And I think that as far as it goes, that's what the future, is going to be for investment opportunities for non-sealed product if you're just talking about singles. And now when I say investment opportunities, I want to say and preface this, not long-term, short-term, because as you can see, you're trying to find pockets of volatility where we can trade things, because sealed more than likely is going to be a long-term play at this point, as I explained at the very beginning of the video. But if we're trying to find areas and pockets that's going to have extreme levels of volatility, it's going to be these competitively playable cards. So I think that while the rest of the market is basically, retracing, going down, we're picking up long-term plays, we're going to also have the opportunity to make money on the back end, as the TCG itself is going to continue to thrive and is going to be one that is going to breed a lot of volatility and opportunity for short-term investments and flips. But hopefully you guys did find this video helpful. Hopefully you did find this video informative. As always, make sure to leave a like, comment down below, and be subscribed to the YouTube channel, as we post pre-recorded content each and every week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. 3 winners are of course going to be entered into the giveaway, and also as well, since you can comment and like, you're going to have 3 opportunities to win. So multiple opportunities to enter, multiple opportunities to win, as always. But like I said before, hopefully you guys found this video informative. Thank you guys all so much for watching. Until then, I will see you guys on Friday. Peace.